Well, Pez, isn't that just something? Oh, the warm embrace of Marnus, Smith, Kawaja runs, the hue of Perth, the warmth, hapless bowlers having no idea what lengths to bowl on our wickets. Names, faces, numbers. That is summer. Sign me up. I am done like a roast dinner. Did you enjoy today, day one of the summer?
The word for me, he goes, is soothing. For all the reasons that you just said, and you did leave one name out when you were talking about the embraces, and that was the big man, JL, this morning with all the players. Wasn't that great? It's all sorted now, and we can all move on. And I'm pleased with that, because it was the start of a soothing summer. Mate, you and I'm telling you things you already know. We were lucky enough to be invited to a function to give some words of idiocy this morning and or this afternoon. And so it meant that the first, like the cricket was on there and we kept an eye on it, which is what an Australian's right is to do. But I got home and sat on the lounge sometime this afternoon, sun setting, dappled light, Melbourne, nice day, little bit of cricket on. Yeah, some kids screaming in the background. That's neither here nor there. And mate,
don't worry about it.
You know, it's 1 for 130, and I'm going to say it that way too.
Yeah. Oh, even saying it that way feels good to me. Feels like it's home. I feel home.
I'm getting hit with stats on TV about our bats being good. Our bats are good. I'm getting hit with stats. I'm trying to understand the new ads that are on TV. I'm letting them wash over me. You know, bang, Kirtley montage. Bang, Kirtley gets at the whacker. Bang, Kirtley's hanging out the fucking side of a car door with 18 other West Indians in the car. You know, now Ian Bishop's talking, and that's fine by me. That's summer, you know. And then the West Indies attacked too much after tea. They were ridiculed by commentators on both networks, by Australian commentators on both networks for such poor field placements. It was cash in after tea, Marnus runs, Marnus Smith partnership. You know, West Indies, I'm going to go back now. West Indies brought a first change bowler on in fucking long sleeves who's a batter bowling 125k fucking innies, and he was their best bowler, bowling miserly innies. Summer's begun, cricket's in rude health.
Pez, it made me feel so good that Christmas is coming because opposition teams don't know how to space their slips. Yeah. You know? They're doing in-out fields. You know, like no one knows how to captain here, according to, you know, our former great players. And isn't it nice to acknowledge the great players of the opposition of yesteryear? Sure, we don't know how to say some of these guys' names now. That's not the point. We recognise the old names, and that means that we're kind of beating them now. Yeah. That means we're beating, you know, Garner, Bishop, Holding, other names.
Mate, he goes doubtless.
Not fucking Darryl Brathwaite and his mates.
Fucking Daz. Doubtless the papers tomorrow will say, okay, 10,900 people were there. What's doing? Is cricket on the nose? Are the players on the nose? Someone's on the nose. We've all been on the nose, depending on where you're from and your income. But
I got 50 on the nose at the moment.
All that, exactly. There's plenty of ways to be on the nose. But they'll say there's 10,000 through the gates. The Windies are hapless. But what I experienced was peace. You know, we've had this tete-a-tete between generations festering.
Tete-a-tete.
Mikel Arteta. Festering for a couple of years now.
Bit of Uncle Fester stuff.
Uncle Fester. And what you were describing there, he goes, was just they've all come together and now they can actually pool their aggression and their egos and their arrogance across the generations and across this wide brown land onto the opposition, onto the hapless opposition. Slips aren't spaced out well enough. Why is this guy bowling 125k innings with long sleeves, and why is he their best bowler? Gee, the bowlers are a bit down on pace for the second and third spells. Gee, the body language looking shit now that Marnus has brought up his 100. You know,
body language,
and this is day one. Gee, I just saw that head drop there, didn't I? You know, I heard Dos. Talk about Josh Da Silva, saying, I better get these words right. He said he looks like he should be Australian. Before Ali Mitchell suddenly explained he's of Portuguese heritage and has been around a little while in the Test arena. You know, that particular comment's probably on the nose, but
Well, he might be named to Brendan Nash. That's might been what he was thinking. Maybe. I don't know who did play for Queensland.
He was trying a few bits.
Maybe.
Anyway, so
yeah,
I'm agreeing. JL's walking around this morning with a Sharon, of course.
Well, that's what I was going to say, Pez, about that. Let's talk about that part of the day. When I was playing in my club days, there was a guy who was trying to pool funds. He was trying to get group ownership in a greyhound, and he wanted to call it Extreme Bukkake. And in many ways, it does feel like the nation has come together.
Okay.
The nation has come together this morning, Pez, because I saw a former coach and a legend of the game hugging, embracing, just sharing the warmth and love that all brotherhoods have, and you have to understand the brotherhood of the baggy green. And it's all just, perception and reality are so different. Sure, I was saying a different thing last week, and I was sort of building up the perception that, there's a bit of generational culture war stuff, but that's actually not the reality. That's the media, man. You don't understand the brotherhood. The nation has been sitting in a circle right now. They've been jerking off, and we've all come together, just like that greyhound Extreme Bukkake. And doesn't that make you feel good?
It makes me feel better than you can ever imagine. Much like the brotherhood of the baggy green that I don't understand. You will never understand how good that makes me feel.
Never will.
Not least because we have worked together for nearly 10 years, and I'm hearing about this for the first time. I cannot fathom why or how that's happened, on air or off air, that you played with someone who tried to get everyone together so that a greyhound could be named Extreme Bukkake. Are you fucking serious? I'm actually angry now.
I am serious.
I know it's a very strange thing to invent in your son's creative mind.
Yeah, well, we keep mining, and we just we plunge deeper and deeper. Anyway, it was nice to mend some fences, and now that's past us now, which is nice for everyone involved. I guess we should talk about Marnus Labuschagne, who scored 154 or some shit today. Do you want to just skip to that part? Is there any point talking about Warner's dismissal or anything like that? Not for me. I think that Marnus and Khawaja, they batted very steadily. It was patient. It was grinding the opposition into the dirt, which I haven't seen in a while, which made me feel good again. I think this whole day is just making Australians feel good, because I like it when it gets to tea and the opposition, Pez, are out of ideas.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think Australian cricket is back.
Currently number one.
We're back. I mean, every couple of weeks we're back from something, like just overseas or a tournament.
Yeah.
But Marnus, it's what I wanted to see. 8th Test 100, second at Optus Stadium, first against the West Indies. I just want these numbers and these statistics to wash over me while I, cook dinner. What's for dinner tonight? Vegetable pastry. A bit of veggies for the kids, some pastry around it. Yeah, it must be nice. Some water. Very, very simple, easy to cook. The cricket's on in the background. I roughly recognise the voices. I understand all the lights and the hues of all things. Cricket Australia's back. Not just the administration, but them too. They too. But just the entire game, the entire code in the country is back as a result of this. We all thought it would come through some kind of reset or revolution to catch up with the economy of T20 cricket that drives the game, and the country India that drives the game. But the answer is not that at all. It's actually going back to what we knew. And that is just Australia destroying hapless opposition that we have systemically disincentivised from playing this code. And we can all get together now and come together, as the Beatles said, right now, over the failure of others.
One thing I did really like today, Pez, in a serious note, that Steve Smith looked fucking amazing. He looked really, really good, I thought, and he scored quite quickly. I got his numbers just here in front of me. He's finished 59 off 107, but I think his 50 came off about 70 balls, and I think at one point he was about 30 or 40 or something
Breezy.
like that, or a different number altogether. He looked really balanced. He looked really still. Okay, sure, he was facing a couple of overs there where Kyle Myers literally bowled an over of 117 kilometres an hour. Sure, he faced significantly quicker than that when he played his year off in first grade. It really confuses me how an attack can come to Australia and think like, no, this will do. Colin de Gromholm tried to do it. Trent, the Kiwis generally have tried to done that. I don't know how or what planet that exists where that's in any way a good idea. I don't think this wicket's particularly flat. I don't think it's a 293 for 2 wicket, 2 for 293 wicket. I think our bowlers might have a bit of fun. But all that aside, I thought Steve Smith looked fucking really good. Thoughts?
Yeah, I'm like scarred by how unsettlingly uneasy on the eye the last few years have been with Smith. I want numbers next to his name. You know, like it's Smith. I'm starting to forget what it could do for us. I'm cautious. I'm tentative about it. He's also, as you say, he's playing against twos at the moment.
That's very harsh on twos, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like twos where and what era, you know. But we don't have time for that.
No, it's time for that. We got time for that.
I hope he's back too. I mean, you know, I thought Marnus. I'm looking at both bats there, and I'm like, one looks a level above the other, you know, at the moment. But if Smith can start pulling, you know, hundreds together, putting some hundreds together, then, you know, again, more safety and the game's back.
On top of that, Khawaja finished with 65. He's now scored just under 1,000 runs this year at an average of 105. Some people may recall, Pez, that he only got brought back into the team because Travis Head had COVID. That's literally how Khawaja got back in the team. Then he scored 200s in the same test match of the SCG. Ever since then, nearly 1,000 runs in a year, in less than a year of cricket, at over 100 average. I think actually he's got out now, so actually might be a bit less than that. But I can't remember why he got out of the team, or he was left out of the team. I can't really remember the circumstances surrounding that.
I know this isn't your broadcaster of choice due to your internet network set up at home, but the Channel 7 have, I don't know if they did this last year, but they have aped Sky, and they have a diary room now, a Big Brother diary room. Did they have it last year?
Yes.
They did? Oh, okay.
No, they didn't have it last year. No.
They got a Big Brother diary room, and Khawaja was in it, like only a matter of like only an hour or two after he was out. So he'd obviously, that's how long it takes to have a lap around Optus Oval. Optus Oval is what it's called.
Yep.
In Carlton there.
Yep.
And front of mind. And interviewing him was, I believe, Tim Lane, Ricky Ponting, and Justin Langer. And in the course of, I'd say, 4-minute bit to camera, 4-minute chat, 5-minute chat, Khawaja managed to mention being dropped 3 times. I was counting. And I just, in my head, I kind of hoped, like in my head, he's going, I'm going to go do the diary room now. And they've said, okay, like they've given him incentives of how many times he can mention being dropped. Because it really, it got to the point where it was like, is that the 3rd or 4th time? Like they kept talking about how well his life's going, and JL's asking him nice questions about his daughters, and you seem really in a really happy place and stuff like that. And Khawaja's like, yeah, well, you know, I got dropped, and you know, like, he said he had to go away and become a better player and all that sort of stuff. It was probably all very above board and, you know, just raking away there, but it was still pretty good. He just kept talking about how he was dropped and his life's way better now.
He's in a really good place in his life. That is in the Australian cricket team, right. playing in games.
Averaging 100.
It's all pretty good stuff. Anything you want to add about the West Indies before we do #RCGC?
Look, Craig Brathwaite bowled round arm to get to the 81st over. Just a captain, just when the new ball was due, just at the other end.
I just also, boys.
There was some cookers freaking out about everyone taking the knee. Yep, all good. And I just wanted to say, like, couple of balls zooming through it at you know, in Perth, and the way that it goes through the chest and stuff. Like, Jason Holder obviously isn't quick, but you know, fuck, the ball feels so heavy. It just, when I watch it, like everything, just because it's coming from 202 centimeters, it just feels like it would be so heavy on the top of your bat or through your chest, or the way the keeper takes it up around the chest. So just a bit of homage to Holder there.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a couple of balls directed at the stumps where the batsman had to play instead of about 8 overs outside off stump. But maybe that's the role in the team. I don't know. I just I don't know. It seemed extremely conservative. Hashtag Ask TGC, Pez. You put a question out there about the questions out there for the punters. Fraser said, "What does this mean for the Socceroos tonight, Pez?" That's the real one on everyone's mind tonight. Can we get a result against Denmark? Is Jason Hodder playing for them?
We got a result against them last time we played him in the World Cup, and so there's that. The only other thing I have to add is when Mitch Duke scored and ran over and made a signal to his son in the stands. That's me gone for weeks with tears.
Yep.
That just sends me. So.
Michael said, I shadow batted while driving today. Fuck yeah, that's got to feel good. Fog said, does that mean after 10 years of village shit, I'll finally be able to cash in? My girlfriend hates me. Indeed. Daniel said, if Smith is full terabyte, how many gigs is Marnus? Isaac said, fucking warm-up games. Tim said, is Braithwaite bowling himself on the 80th over instead of taking the new ball the biggest Chad moment ever? I don't know if it's the biggest ever, but yeah, Matt said, I see England have got the shits in Pakistan due to viral disease going around the camp. Have West Indies now got the same shits, but from a different little pest called Aussieitis?
Okay.
I guess so.
There. Bit of copy.
Yeah. Just trying to do a lot of heavy lifting that stuff. Nothing. No other real big takeaways there, Pez. Sorry. Sam said, "When's the Big Bash start?"
Yeah.
That's what we're all asking. That's what we're all asking.
I see a lot of people knocking around today saying didn't know Test cricket was on.
Yeah. Ev said, if you still 250k to recruit international players to your club, would you expect to win?
We never got around to finding out if they did we?
Well, apparently they didn't. Jamie said, Matty Renshaw, when? Indeed. I felt very safe with Queensland runs at the crease. Usman and Marnus at the crease. That did make me feel good. Lots going on with Queensland and Western Australia at the moment. That makes you feel good. I think that's all we got for hashtag AskTGC today. We will very much be in Perth. Not just a little bit. We'll very much be in Perth tomorrow. Be broadcasting from the venue that we're performing at tomorrow, the first leg of our tour. So very much looking forward to seeing you beautiful Perth people and Western Australians generally. Tomorrow night, and that's what we'll be doing day 2 from, where I suspect Australia may have only just recently declared if they ever intend to do that. I don't know. Let's say we can pad this out to sort of 3-4 days. That's arrogant. That's confident. That's runs. That's the Australian summer. See you tomorrow.